what was your favorite song working with SPM?
Uh, Probably that one. Well, no, I say High So High.
High So High?
Yeah, definitely High So High. Yeah, High So High because of how it happened. I mean, it just happened so quick. So we're there that's a funny ass story. So we're there at Dope House, right? We already got our albums done, you know what I'm saying? And we had already and little Kiki had became a label mate with us because we were the first. We were on that label first before Kiki. We're on Jam Down, and Jam Down signs little Kiki. So little Kiki comes to Jam Down and he does that South Side. He records the Don't Mess with Texas in front of my eyes, man. And man, it was beautiful because I mean that's where we got to meet and be around everybody from C Note to Screw to all the legends. You know what I'm saying? They all we were there. We were right there because because of little Kiki. You know Herschelwood Hardheads and it wasn't the South Park Coalition. It was a different. Well, we didn't know it at the time, but it ended up being the legendary Screwed Up Clique.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we were right in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. And one day Carlos goes, well, I'll take it to you. This one Monday, I tell my brother, hey man, I got a song, and it's got a hook. I always do hooks with my song, and I showed it to him. I gave it to him. Well, later on that day, I went to Shut 'Em Down, which is Catch a Square Records at the time, Catch a Square Records, and I showed the same song to Ike Man. I said, I got this song with a hook. Check it out. It's dope. The same day, I'm going. I went to Jam Down, and there's a little Kiki and them. They're playing. They used to bet $100 playing Madden, and there used to be some battles. So I was just there, just chilling. Los walks in, you know what I'm saying, and he's sipping another. I don't know why he was sipping a Heineken. I remember this day like it was, and it was a warm Heineken. He said he drinks his beer warm. So he tells the CEO of Jam Down, which was Patrick Lewis and Vincent, rest in peace, Vincent. And he tells Patrick Lewis, he says, I'm going to have the biggest record company in Texas. And Patrick Lewis, he's from the Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? And he's, sitting there in his Caribbean voice, he's like, come on, Carlos. You're nothing but a comedian rapper, And Carlos just looked at him like, and he gave him this notorious wink that Carlos has, and I was like, and when he walked out, he kind of looked at me and gave me that same wink. And I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, when I seen that and I said, I'm all about raza, right? I followed him outside and he's in his cousin's green Grand Prix, souped up, and he has two pit bulls in the back that he had just bought, Plex and Piglet, and they threw up all over the back seat of his car.
Oh, come on.
He's out there scooping it. This is a true story. He's out there scooping it, and while he's doing that, I'm like, say, man, I got this song. I just made it's got a hook.
I know it's not the right time for this. But
And he's like, no, he goes, for real? I said, yeah, man, in fact, man. He goes, well, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? I said, man, come on, man. Let's work together. So he had the compound, which was on Hemp Hill and Washington, behind the Salvation Army in downtown. He says, meet me at the compound. I was like, all right, cool. So I go to what ends up being the Dope House, right? So I go over there, and I tell him the hook. I say, high, so high, please don't blow my high. And that's all I had. I said, and he was like, so he started writing to it, and he tells me, go ahead and dump it. So I started dumping it, because he had a little studio already. So I started dumping it. When I started dumping it, he had already, by the time I finished, he already had the verse. And so he starts spitting his verse. Well, damn, get in the studio, and he goes in there and he starts recording. Next thing you know, he's done. That same day, he puts out an ad in the paper, says, I need a singer. So the following day, was Tuesday. He puts the ad out. Wednesday, Tuesday, he puts the ad out, and three girls show up. A girl was way too young. Another girl who kind of came with her mom or dad, and Carlos was like, I don't want to deal with the parents, you know what I'm saying? And then the other one was Marilyn, and she was this tall, beautiful black girl, and she ended up singing the hook, and she did just a smash job. Carlos was like, yep. And I don't know why, but he was just trying to get it done so fast. So we get it done on Wednesday, and it's Wednesday night, late at night, but Club AM is open after hours. It's an after hours club, and DJ Kool-Aid from Overdose and Kool-Aid, Chopaholics, he was the DJ there. And Carlos goes, come on, let's go. Where we going? Go test it out. So we went over there, and Kool-Aid plays it, and the did it at a time where the dance floor was empty. And he goes, he waited. I guess he had perfect timing, and he put it on, and it just filled up that he had said, dude, this is a new bumping song by South Park Mexican. Tell us how you like it. Boom, bump, 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 and it just had a dance feeling. So everybody hit the dance floor, and it was just on fire. So I said, so I was like, I was on a high. So I go home, saying whatever. Next day in the morning, I wake up. It's about noon, maybe 11 o'clock, and I'm going to the compound because now I ain't going to Jam Down, right? I'm going to Dope House. I sold that song to him. He gave me $1,000, for that track, and I'm on the Pierce Elevated gonna get exit off Houston Avenue to go to the Dope House, and I hear on 100.7, homie Marco's like, yeah, that was that song right there for South Park Mexican. If you haven't heard that song, it's called High So High. And here it goes again. And he played it back to back. And I hear boom, 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 boom. And I'm on like, what the? So I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm racing down Washington. I get to the Dope House. And Carlos was just kicking back. He had this way of leaning himself on he was just kicking back. And he was just looking at me. I drove up and I was just like, my radio blaring, saying High So High. I'm like, dude, man, it's going down, you know what I'm saying? He was like, hell yeah, dude, it's fixing to start. And he looked at me, he goes, get ready, because you're going to be in the studio for the next 6 weeks. Because now we put the cart before the horse. We put the single out, and we ain't got no album. I was like, oh, shit. So here we are, he says, man, get ready, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the music life started taking me away from my family. Because now I was like, shoot, I caught that bug. I'm going to chase this dream. You know what I'm saying? It was on the radio. I was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, we were like VIPs. It's weird. It was a weird-ass feeling. So I would say that was the most fun song. Also because my brother and Ike, like when they heard that song on the radio, they're like, you fucked me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, man. I sold you that song. You only gave me, but Los jumped out, and I don't think anybody else could have probably taken that song any further than, and they know that now, you know what I'm saying?
Because his style, his voice fit perfect on there.
I had even showed it to Kiki. He probably don't even remember that.